This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. This is not Urban Yoga Center or Palm Springs. This is Cozumel. This is my partner Yani, who I'm visiting here and joining us for her first time on this side of the Zoom for Urban Yoga. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the class schedule and stop by the tip jar. We're on Zoom every day, and you can practice with us in person in Palm Springs Thursday through Sunday morning. So we'll start out today sitting. I'm going to sit up on these blocks, as I like to do sometimes. Might sit on a pillow or a folded blanket or just on the ground. If you'd rather kneel than sit, that's fine too. Get comfortable. Find some nice, easeful grounding. Close your eyes if you want. If you feel into that contact with the ground, moving in the other direction, think of the crown of your head rising up. Think about the length of your spine, helping you sit tall without being rigid or stiff. Finding some stillness. But we're never really still. Notice the movements of your breathing. Notice the way these movements feel in your body. And notice whatever other sensations are present for you in this moment. Scan your body, see what's going on, taking in the good and the bad. Anything you might label bad, stiffness, soreness. Make particular note of these things so you can keep them in mind as we practice together today. Knowing that you're always welcome to skip or modify any portion of practice to accommodate what's going on in your body. Whenever you find that your attention drifts from noticing your breath, noticing what's going on in your body, maybe it wanders on its own, or maybe your attention is drawn away by some outside factor, just gently come back to this stance of noticing, cultivating what we call at yoga the witness self, witnessing yourself, observing your experience. As many times as you need to, just come back. And if in addition to these intentions we'll share, you'd like to add an intention of your own, take the time to do so now. Let that sink in for a few breaths. And with our intentions in place, let's share 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sigh. Let your eyes open if they're still closed. Take whichever leg you've got in front of the other one, or if you're kneeling, come to a seated position. Lift one leg, and with the opposite hand, get your fingers between your toes. And letting your ankle be loose, let your hand do the work. Make circles with your foot to help open your ankle as slowly as you can stand. Make a few circles for the other direction. Then release your toes, cradle your leg, and just let the weight of your leg hang like that, and your arms make circles with your leg. Rock your femur in your hip socket. Change direction here too. Take a few the other way. And let that leg down. Lift the other one. Let the foot hang limp. Get your fingers between your toes. Start those nice, slow, gentle circles. Then change direction. Release your toes. Support your leg in both arms. And make those circles with your leg. Change direction. Let your leg down. Rest your hands on your legs. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Let your head tip back. Exhale, bring your heart back and let your head tip forward. Follow your breath. We don't have to go at the same pace. After your next exhale, sit up again. And let's roll the neck around a bit. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your head tip back. Over towards the other shoulder. Really take your time. If you encounter a tight spot, you might pause at the tight spot and go back and forth there. When you finish the next circle, change direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin. Then rest your hands on the ground in front of you and just walk them forward as far as you can. Simple, loose, forward fold. Walk your hands over to the right. Walk your hands back through center and over to the left. And walk your hands back to center and then back in towards your legs and sit up. Bring your right hand to the floor behind you and your left hand to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Repeat that for each breath. On the exhale, see if a little more feels beneficial to you. Let yourself unwind and come back. Walk your left hand behind you. Bring your right hand across. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Let yourself unwind and come back. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. Get that however you like. Maybe you tip forward, maybe you tip to one side. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. Take a couple breaths, letting that leg lengthen. On your next inhale, reach your left arm forward. With your next inhale, if you want, pick your foot up and reach straight back. And if you want to go even further, bend that raised leg, reach back. If you can take hold of your foot or your ankle. If you connect, kick against your hand, lift your knee and lift your chin. Release and come down. Take a few cow cat breaths. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, bring your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. After your next exhale, come back to table, spine neutral. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. With your next inhale, reach your right arm forward. And if you want, with the next inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back through the sole of your foot. If you want to go further, bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind. Release and lower down. Take a few cow cat breaths. And make your way to child's pose for a minute. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees further apart if you like. Sit back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Let your head come down. Your head might be on the ground. If it doesn't reach the ground, you might stack your hands and make a pillow for your forehead. We'll put a block under your forehead. You might reach your hands back by your feet and let your shoulders disengage. Vary the pose how you like. Check in with your breath. Scan your body again. Yeah. Excuse me. Inhale, come forward and up, back to table. Nothing like getting a little catch in your throat at the beginning of a sentence. Your right foot up between your hands. You can put blocks into your hands if you want. Make that transition a little easier. Step your left foot up to meet it. Hang out in your forward fold. Hands resting on the blocks or hanging in the air or dragging on the ground. Sway back and forth. Bend one leg, then the other. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Gently nod your head yes. And shake your head no. Inhale, lift up halfway. Press your hands to the front of your legs. Feel the crown of your head move forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll slowly to standing, hands up overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Okay, we need an adjustment on the laptop there. See about moving the whole thing back a little and changing the tilt of the screen. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back. Let it down. And your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the side. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades. Hug yourself. Bring your chin over towards your shoulder. Let your chin roll down past your sternum and up to the other shoulder. Down to center. Back up again. Face forward. On an inhale, open your arms. As you exhale, cross them the other way. Bring your chin towards your shoulder. Let it roll down to center and up to the other side. Down to center. Back where you started. Turn your head forward. Inhale to open. Exhale, twist to the left. Take a full breath or two. Inhale, face front. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, face front. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale, your arms have an up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Reach your palms up. Look up with your hands. Lift up your heart. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to the right. To lift your left. On an inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, bend to the left. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to let your arms down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Make your way to plank. If a shorter plank works better, let your knees down, make a shorter plank. On an exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Keep your elbows in close by your body. Pressing into your hands, inhale. Lift your head and chest to whatever height feels okay in your lower back. Exhale, rock back up through table. Curl your toes under. Press into your feet to lift your knees. Press into your hands and lift your tail. And in the first downward dog, pedal your feet up and down, lifting one heel and the other, heels getting closer and closer to the ground. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to your plank. When you're ready, exhaling lower, maybe halfway, maybe all the way. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Now we're going to explore an IT band stretch here. Great for cycling muscles and such. Inhale, lift your left leg high up behind you. As you exhale, lower your leg, cross your ankles. Aim your left pinky toe at your right pinky toe. And then bend your right knee, send your left heel down. Inhaling, start to send your right heel down and raise your left leg. Exhale, lower. Put your knees down, because who wants to be in down dog for all that long? This is gentle class after all. We'll take a few breaths and we'll do that on the other side. When you're ready, make your way to downward dog again. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhaling, lower it and cross your ankles. Bend your left knee and send your right heel down. Inhaling, send your left heel down, raise your right leg, and exhale, lower. And let's walk our hands back to our feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come down again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And we'll play with tree pose, taking it slow and gentle. With your hands at your heart, your feet under your hips, shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. If your feet weren't under your hips, look, just find their way under your hips as you do this. Set your eyes on something out in front of you that won't move, something at eye level. And when you're ready, bring the weight into your left leg. Don't lock the knee, let it stay soft and responsive. Turn your right toes to the side so your feet are perpendicular. Draw your right heel up onto your left ankle, the knee tracking out to the side. Maybe you stay there, maybe you bring the sole of your foot to your calf, or maybe to your thigh. You don't want to press sideways on your knee. Your hands can stay at your heart, pressing them together here into your sternum can help steady you. Or you can let the branches of your tree grow wherever you want. Sometimes stepping off your mat makes it easier. The harder the surface you're standing on is, the steadier your balance will generally be. And there might be breeze in your branches, or your tree might be more still. And as many times as needed, you could put your foot down and pick it up again. If you fall, you're human. If you get up, you're a yogi. That's what Becky Thompson taught me. I don't know if she made that up or someone else gave it to her. Knowing Becky, she made that up, but I'm not certain. If your hands are not at your heart, you can bring them back there. Pivot your knee forward. Let your foot down. Shake that leg. Maybe shake the other. Shake whatever you want. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to your heart. Reset your eyes. Shift back and forth to reset your hips. Reground your feet. Rock back and forth as many times as you like. When you're ready, bring the weight to your right leg and turn your left toes out. Slide your heel in and up. See what this side wants to do. Maybe it's not the same as the other side. Often the case. You don't need to try to make it the same. Maybe your arms want to do something different. Maybe your foot wants to do something different. Whatever variation you're doing, make sure you're breathing because all the trees need air. Sometimes we're focusing so much on keeping our balance that we stop breathing, and it doesn't help at all. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. Pivot your knee forward, let your foot down, shake as needed. And let's come down and have a seat. Do a little laptop adjustment for that. Not cutting my feet off or anything. Extend your legs out in front of you and flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. And if your knees want to bend here, just let them bend. When you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. When you exhale, think of lowering down. Inhaling, slowly walk your hands up the front of your legs. Let your arms help you sit up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart to whatever degree feels okay in your body. Keep letting your arms help your legs. Bend your left leg. Bring your foot over to your right thigh or right knee. And pivot your torso. Aim your sternum at your right foot and flex your right foot back towards you. Inhale to reach up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your leg. Reach your right arm out to the side. Turn your head towards your hand. Down. Reach the back of your hand towards your left hip. Feel your right shoulder back. This bind was Yanni's idea, and we're practicing together months ago. And I figured out where to incorporate it into the sequence. I love it, and I know some others who do. Extend that arm again. Slide your right hand back over by your left hand. Open your left arm to the side. Turn your head to the side. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip and feel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm again. Turn your thumb up. Reach your arm up alongside your ear. Reach your left hand overhead towards your right hand. Slowly reach up, out to the left. Swing your arm across. Bring your left hand back to your right hand. and walk your hands up your leg. Remembering to let your arms help your legs. Extend the left one and bend the right one. Bring the foot across. Pivot your torso. Flex your left foot. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, pull down. Slide your left hand out to the side and turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip and feel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm again. Bring your left hand back over by your right hand. Open your right arm. Turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your left hip and peel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm. Turn your thumb up. Reach up alongside your ear, overhead towards the other side. Reach up, back out. Swing your arm across and walk your hands up your leg. Letting your arms help. Extend the right leg. Nudge your legs towards each other. Bring your feet together with a big space between your pelvis and your heels. You're going to grab the mat. You could reach over your ankles or under your ankles and walk your hands forward on the mat. Let your neck disengage. Let your head drop. Breathe into the center of your lower back. Start to walk your hands back. Press yourself upright again. Now bring your heels in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers. Grab your toes. Wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones close to the ground. Now, up your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold forward with your spine long at first. When the spine isn't long anymore, let your head lower and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Nudge your knees towards each other. Plant your feet. With the soles of your feet planted, reach your arms forward. Sit back as far as you can without tipping onto your back or lifting your feet. Spine, wherever that point is. Spine nice and long. Going to play with a little core work. Lift your feet a little. Take a couple breaths. If you need to, you can grab your legs with your hands. Keep breathing. Think of the highest you can lift your feet. Go halfway there. Take a couple breaths. Lift your feet as high as you can and take a couple breaths. Shaking is totally standard. Lower halfway, take a couple breaths. Lower most of the way, take a couple breaths. Let your feet down. Bring your hands to the ground out past your hips. Wiggle your feet out by the edges of the mat. Let your knees go back and forth. As your knees go to one side, you can turn your head to the other side. Turning your head like this is also something that Yani introduced me to. Bring your feet in closer. We're going to come down, take a supported bridge. You can set your feet this far apart using your hands to measure, or if you've got blocks, put a block like that. Now, depending on how many blocks you have, you might leave it there. Or you might take it away and just keep your feet planted, scoot towards your feet, come onto your forearms and onto your back. You can place a block between your knees in the same position. So your heels are as close to your butt as they'll go. Your ankles and your knees are hip width apart. Press into the soles of your feet and inhale to lift up for bridge pose. Take a couple breaths. On an exhale, slowly let yourself down. Float up and down a few times at the pace of your breath. Inhale to go up and exhale to go down. And we'll come to supported bridge. So pause at the top of the movement. Put a block under your sacrum at the small of your back and lower down onto it. If you don't have blocks, you could use a throw pillow, a foam roller, a rolled up spare yoga mat, a bolster. Or if you don't have any props handy, you could stack your hands, palms down, and rest the sacrum on the back of your hand. It's not a lot of height, but it's some. To support the knees, you do the work, let your body settle against the prop. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift up one last time. Remove whatever prop is beneath you. And exhale, slowly come down. Let's move those blocks or other props out of the way. Bring your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rock and roll on your back to massage it against the ground. Before we play with our straps, we're going to do the extended version of our strap stretching, ending about 2 minutes in each of the 4 postures we'll do. So vultures hanging overhead. A student the other day joked, "Oh, are they looking for dead tourists?" Vultures not picky. Take your strap, open it up, and run it under your feet, holding one end in each hand, and without lifting your sacrum off the ground. So check in with your grounding. You want to feel the back of your head and your shoulder blades and your sacrum on the ground here. Long legs, long strap, long arms. Point your toes up at the sky. Point your toes down towards your face. Let your feet relax. Slide your feet away from each other. And slide your feet back towards each other. Take your left foot out of the strap. Press the back of your left leg to the ground. Holding both ends of the strap with your left hand. Reach your right arm to the side. Bring your leg over to the left and turn your head to the right. And some interesting things can happen when you spend longer in a familiar posture. If you're used to doing this for a few breaths or even just 1 minute, 2 minutes, it can feel pretty different. It can bring about some relief that shorter durations did not produce. Slowly come back to center. Take the strap in your right hand, push down on the front of your left hip, and let your leg fall from the Try to keep the left hip down. Try to keep the left cheek on the ground. Prevent your pelvis from rolling to allow that right hip to open more. Very gently come back to center. Lift your left leg, step into the strap. Take your right foot out, press your right leg down, reach your left arm to the side, bring your leg over to the right, and turn your head to the left. Bring everything back to center. Switch hands with your strap. Lift down in front of your right hip. And let your leg fall to the left. Sometimes run into obstruction with the lowering of your leg. Might be a wall, might be furniture, might be a person. We just adjust for whatever's going on in our surroundings. As we take in all the various elements of the soundtrack here. Nice and easy. Come back to center. Raise your right leg. Draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. Reach your feet to the sky. Reach your hands up and grab the legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your legs. Or bending and lengthening. Don't have to straighten out. Move as much or as little as you like. And if there's some other way you'd like to invert, feel free to explore whatever that is. Lots of fun ways to bring your feet and your legs higher than your heart. This allows your legs and your feet to get some helpful drainage. And there's also just a great element of playfulness to being upside down in any way. It's fun. Whenever you feel complete with your inversion, make your way to your final resting pose. And maybe that's corpse pose with your legs extended, feet splayed apart, your hands resting by your side. The standard way we conclude practice is just one option. It's far more important to be comfortable than to be in this position. Sometimes lying flat doesn't feel good in your lower back. You might instead plant the soles of your feet and let your knees lean towards each other. Or bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees splay open, maybe supporting your knees with blocks under the outsides of your legs. Find your own comfortable stillness, whatever that looks like for you today. You might choose to simply focus on your breathing. You might recall an intention you set for yourself today. Come back to reflect upon that. Or maybe just give your mind permission to drift. Not focusing on anything in particular, but not striving against you. Letting thoughts come and go like clouds, push gently on the breeze. With each breath, each exhale, and a little bit of remaining excess tension, releasing, melting away. And as your body continues to relax, it's okay. Things may want to shift around. Maybe what was comfortable in the other day isn't comfortable. Switch things out. We can adjust. I'm not trying to be special. start to find some deeper breath. And as you slowly invite movement back to your body, moving bit by bit, mindfully, letting your movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. Take your time. Whenever you're ready, to gently sit yourself up. And bring your hands by your heart. Thank you for sharing in practice today. The light within receive and honor that same light within each of you. Namaste.